Fox News, it hit Ukraine overnight, targeting the country's energy infrastructure, though some were shot down. This after the U.S. cut off military aid and intelligence sharing amid tense negotiations with Ukraine, trying to end that war with Russia. President Trump's special envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, says they're making progress.
I think the idea is to get down a framework for a peace agreement and an initial ceasefire as well.
And they're still working out a minerals profit-sharing deal with Ukraine. And a week after the contentious White House meeting, they got a letter from Ukraine's leader.
Witkoff told us yesterday that President Zelensky's letter amounted to an apology. It showed his gratitude, and it convinced the president that he really is committed to finding a path to peace. So on Tuesday, Marco Rubio, Mike Waltz, and Witkoff will head to Saudi Arabia to meet again. And it's not just about the minerals deal.
That's Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. Rubio is the Secretary of State. Waltz, the U.S. National Security Advisor. President Trump's put on hold for a month most of the 25% tariffs he imposed on imports from Canada and Mexico this week, after a phone call with Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, who he called a wonderful woman.
We discussed drugs, and they've been working much harder lately. Do you notice that?
He says the tariffs aim to stop the flow of fentanyl coming into the U.S., the same reason he has tariffs on Chinese imports. China's foreign minister said today they'll continue to retaliate, adding no country should fantasize it can suppress China. The man accused in the second Trump assassination attempt, Ryan Ruth, has a court hearing today in Florida.
The 59-year-old convicted felon is accused of lying in wait for more than 12 hours on the perimeter of the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach with the hopes of assassinating Trump back in September. At the time, Trump had just survived a previous assassination attempt 2 months earlier in Butler, Pennsylvania.
That's Fox's Chanley Painter. America's listening to Fox News.
During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places you can't control. Between payroll, your home office, your tax preparer, and the IRS, if your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Spring is finally here, and so are spring projects. So get them started at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale. Happening now. Save on products like pressure washers for $69.99, 42-inch roller cabinets for under $500, plus 30% off Hercules corded power tools. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 3/9/25 while supplies last. Limitations apply, so spring in before it's over.
A federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to pay up by Monday in a dispute over $2 billion in foreign aid frozen from the U.S. Agency for International Development and the big cutbacks to USAID. This following the Supreme Court's decision to side with a court order that the money has to be paid to USAID partners that had sued. That agency is now being operated by the State Department after Elon Musk, who leads Doge, had called it broken, without a control, wasteful spending.
New State Department spokeswoman Tammy Bruce said the fallout from USAID started with a refusal to let ledgers be examined to investigate trillions in debt. Bruce called it
an unsustainable way of running anything, a household or a government.
Bruce said while life-saving work across the world will continue to be funded in many cases, it's uncertain if what was found with USAID will rise to a Justice Department matter.
We've clearly got some problems, and so we're determined to correct those problems. Where it ends up is going to be, of course, something we'll see in the future.
Acting USAID Chief Peter Morocco has told Congress charges may be forthcoming. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Later this hour, we're going to get an update to the economy that's expected to show a small increase in hiring last month, with predictions of about 160,000 jobs created, and the unemployment rate, which was 4% in January, predicted to stay the same. Later today, there's the first cryptocurrency summit.
Founders, CEOs, and investors from the crypto industry will head to the White House with members of President Trump's working group on digital assets. White House AI and crypto czar David Sachs will chair the event. President Trump has vowed to be the first crypto president and claims previous administrations, quote, unfairly prosecuted the digital asset space.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmelz. On Wall Street, ahead of the jobs report, stock futures are up but not moving much. This after yet another sell-off yesterday. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign County coroner identifying a man killed in a hit and run in Champaign this week. James McCammon died after being hit Tuesday night on the 500 block of North Market Street. The driver didn't stop. Later that night, Fernando Lorenzo Raimondo arrived at Champaign. Police said he was the driver of the crash. A mobile home in rural Tuscola destroyed following a fire. The blaze began Tuesday morning on County Road 1200 northeast of Tuscola. Nobody living in the trailer, nobody hurt. The cause of the fire is currently under investigation. Well, Illinois is hosting 2 career fairs this month. That's targeting former federal workers. One event takes place today at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. The other being held March 20th at Malcolm X College in Chicago. Former federal workers and members of the public, you are invited to attend this event. Again, Illinois hosting 2 careers targeting former federal workers. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Made it to the end of the week. Way to go. Congratulations. And not only that, so he says maybe a 7 in front of the temperature next week. What? Wow. What?
Yeah. Couple of days. Couple of days of that.
What do I do? What do I wear?
Right.
I'm not sure.
Your Bermuda shorts and sandals and socks
well, that's what Chapin has on today. Our state senator Chapin
really?
Rose doesn't wear pants.
He doesn't have socks on with his sandals. Come on, or flip flops.
Well, I probably would. Anyway, Chapin Rose state senator has shorts on until it's under 12 degrees.
That's right.
Then he goes to the pants.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right.
I'm kind of a flip-flop guy till, the first freezing morning. And
but I don't know what that's going to feel like. I got to wear a short sleever or something.
Invigorating.
Yeah, it will be wonderful. All right, good deal. It's Friday. This is March 7th.
Yes.
Don't forget, tomorrow night going to bed, you flip those up on. You don't have to do anything.
Spring forward.
Yeah, but we don't. I won't do anything because the microwave's the only thing that has the time on it anymore. So Apple does it automatically, right?
Yeah. Oven, clock, and microwave, and I think that's it. There might be one somewhere in the boys' room.
And the Anderson family has 42 clocks.
It was 26, we thought, but my counting, there's 32 now.
32 clocks in your house, and Michael goes.
That was in the living room only. There's a clock in every room.
The big hand and roll it around.
That's right.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, you might be lead the entire county in change clock duty.
But when it comes to my van, which is over 20 years old, I believe, whatever on the year and mileage, I just put a piece of black electrical tape over until I have time to figure it out.
Or you can fall back in 6 months and just wait for that. That's fine.
Maybe just walk to the station, then you get in the car after the next time change back to if it even happens next time.
Yeah. Well, now he's demurring on the whole idea. Does that mean he's moving away from Donald?
Okay.
Donald Trump said yesterday, maybe not. All right, here we are. It is Friday. It's weather brought to you by Urbana Park District.
And the Read Across America event for the first 1,000 kids through the door at Lincoln Square between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. tomorrow. Free book bag. I remember when my daughter Gabrielle won the art contest on that, and it was so cool to see it on the book bags. In any case, there's over 40 vendors, places to read. It'll be a lot of fun. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
All right, meteorologist Greg Solier, what am I looking at for the weekend, partner?
Yeah, nice recovery on weather, sunshine. Temperatures begin their climb onwards and upwards. Again, a little more of evening sun around here. Us early morning radio people have to bite it for a little bit, but this too shall pass. In any event, along with anything resembling wintertime, that'll be passing away with a very spring and active weather pattern over a wide area of the country. They'll be talking about mudslides and flooding in California. The southwestern states will get their mountain snow and severe weather and significant rains, at least for some of these dry, drought-ridden areas of the Corn Belt and the Plains. And we may be looking at our first, maybe a little more widespread severe weather setup potentially late next week somewhere over the Plains and Corn Belt areas, including here in East Central Illinois, if the right dynamics work out. But certainly a warmer, wetter weather pattern sums it up here in the next 10 days to 2 weeks. And speaking of which, a couple of sprinkles, maybe snowflakes, are trying to reach the ground after and out of some of these mid-level clouds. 33 at Rantoul, 34 Danville, 35 at Willard and Savoy, 42 today with a cloudy sky. Again, maybe a couple of sprinkles and snowflakes around this morning, and a little dash of rain later this afternoon and early this evening, down to 27. Sun, the story for the weekend. 45 tomorrow, 54 Sunday, 64 Monday, 70 Tuesday, close to it Wednesday. A couple of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday, and maybe a stormy end of the weekend next weekend, but high temperatures there as well into the 70s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Wow, that sounds awesome. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, Greg, and good morning, friends. I am Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Hello.
Off and running on March the 7th. We got a big basketball game tonight.
Yes, we do. And don't forget, you can take that free shuttle from Pia's, 1609 West Springfield Avenue. And there's a contest with J&J Ventures. They're doing signed memorabilia from our Illini D. Brown jersey today is being featured. So take note as you pass by Pia's.
And just walk in and register there.
That's pretty much right.
I'll take that.
And then I think every time you come in the door, you can hit the app or however that works and get yourself signed up to win. And every Friday in March, there's opportunities to win. Next week is Dick Butkus signed jersey.
Well,
I mean, that's a big-time collectible.
Is it one entry per person?
Every time you come in, yes.
We'll just keep coming in.
I think you could.
I think you go out.
I think it's once every 24 hours. So.
Okay, well, you can get a lot of entries in that time.
Absolutely.
Anyway, that's going on at Pia's. I want to say good morning to Mike Burton. He's a good listener, and he drives a Prairie Farms milk truck.
Oh, wow.
And now he goes to the businesses around the area. But, Mike, we know you're out there. Your beautiful wife, Vara, does the marketing for Classic Plumbing.
Uh-huh.
But we wanted to say a thank you to Mike Burton this morning. Not quite the old-fashioned milkman
with a
guy that came
silver,
over. We did too.
On the porch back in the day.
Yeah.
Mom would have a robe on and just get that off of the porch and from some fresh milk. Wow, when you think about the days we've lived through.
Well, Prairie Farms has a heck of a brand and a really good gallon of milk.
Terrific.
Well, Mike's going to all the schools and businesses. Good work, Mike. Thank you for listening. Really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's a big game tonight. It's Illinois and Purdue. Purdue scored 90 on Rutgers in a 29-point win. They had 18
threes
out of 36.
But again, Brother Johnny, here he comes now, was talking about, I'm glad they got all those threes in.
Yeah, well,
because, maybe they
is it
burnt their wick on that.
Well, did they burn their wick or are they hot? There's a difference now. If they're hot, they might continue a little of that hot shooting.
Well, Purdue and the threes is what we're talking about, Johnny.
Brad said yesterday they're coming in hot. I mean, they had 18 threes, so now,
Oh, no, well, I'll stand by what I said. It's you can't sustain it. Nobody has ever just kept shooting hot.
Right.
Forever. Now, they could get 2 in a row.
Yeah, right. That's right. No, hey,
but I don't know.
I'm
glad they weren't 2 for 26 the last game.
That's true. Yeah, then you think they're due, but now they've had. Okay, so would you take or give the 3.5 points we're favored by?
Given points?
3.5.
I'll take Illinois, but I don't
too.
think I'm giving anybody any points.
Okay. Well, you could bet the money line, however that works.
Well, because you can be up 9 with 47 seconds and lose that bet.
No, I know. That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
right.
That basketball betting is not good. You get and even if you're getting 19 points and then some kid comes in and he buries 2 threes, he's my size, And I wouldn't let that. Boy, if I was in, I'd be also a scrub, and that there wouldn't have been anything like that. That kid at Duke wouldn't have made. I can't say anything about the 3 free throws. He might have made them.
Yeah, right. That's right. Yeah, 3 there. All right. So what happens, Brad Underwood? He knows what he has in front of him.
Purdue. It's crazy. It's game 31, and it's the first time we've seen them. Obviously, a team that was picked to win the league or close, and coming off a Final Four season, and Matt's done just an incredible job of a lot of veterans keeping that team together. Led by a guy that arguably could or will be the Player of the Year in Braden Smith. A high usage guy that shoots it extremely well. They're coming in very hot, making 18 threes in their last game, but a backcourt with he and Fletcher that proved to be one of the best in the Big Ten. So Kaufman-Wren is having a great year, recipient of so many great passes from Braden and ball screens, and then they filled in very nicely with some other guys that are key role players, but a team that can really shoot it. They're great offensively. Matt's teams always are, and got to play well to beat them.
All right. Well, we know that. Got to play well to beat Purdue.
I think too we got a couple guys that can harass you out there at the 3 line.
Kylan Boswell guards about as good as you can guard.
That's right.
Boy, I'd hate to try and bring up the court on him. And plus, you got Trey White, who's good, and he guards. I mean, we guard pretty well when we're all there.
Michigan was having all kinds of trouble getting a good shot. So,
right. So Michigan State, I guess, Diane, clinched the Big Ten last night.
Okay, they won.
They went to Iowa and they won. They were losing with 10 to play, but they bolted at the end like they have before.
Yep, number 8, Michigan State beat Iowa 91-84.
So that big Michigan State showdown is no more. I mean, it's done. So Michigan State's your regular season Big Ten champion. Now, according to my calculations, I could be wrong, assuming Oregon beats Washington, which Washington's not making the Big Ten because of their record. So Oregon's probably going to beat Washington. No matter what happens tonight, Illinois will play Indiana or Ohio State on Thursday in Indianapolis. It's amazing how it worked out. If we're the 8, we're going to play Indiana or Ohio State in the 9. If we're 7, we're going to play Indiana or Ohio State because the loser will go to 10.
I see.
So we got Indiana or Ohio State on Thursday no matter what, according to what I've figured out.
Big Ten tournament begins Wednesday in Indianapolis. Yesterday in Indianapolis, Nebraska beat the Illinois women 74-70.
I don't know what that does. I mean, we've had a wonderful year. Do we still make the NCAA?
I know. With our record of 21-9, we were 11-7 in the Big Ten, but I think people are taking a look.
I don't know.
NCAA tournament.
I sure hope so. They deserve it.
So the experts at Coffee think we're in.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right, good.
And maybe in the teens when it comes to our seed.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Well, Shauna Green said she wanted my phone number because every time she'd get down, she'd need to. I can give her a good 2 minutes of why they're remarkable. Nobody has done what she has done since the beginning of the program in 1974. She's won more games in the first 2 years. What she's done is she's taken us from nothing to a player, a real player that beats good teams. So she's unbelievable. She's
getting some good fans and turn out here too.
I tell you, when they move from Huff, I'm going, I don't know if you ever get more than 4,000. They're getting 8 and 10.
Good job.
8,000 that'll go now to watch her teams, and I think it's only going to grow. And she had a huge injury issue, and they battled through that. So here's hoping they make the NCAA and get in there because I believe they deserve it for sure.
And when it comes to our softball team, Michael Bergerfield, 2:00, St. Louis University, Illinois softball 9-9 on the season, and Billikens at St. Louis, they're 7-8. Should be a good game today. Also, Illinois baseball taking on Michigan at 5:30 in Florida. Illinois tennis at the Atkins Center facing Nebraska at 5:00. NBA had the Bulls over Atlanta 125-123. Atlanta beat the 76ers 124-118. We talked about the Arnold Palmer is golf action that's going on now.
Orlando.
With Clark 5 under right now.
Yeah, Wyndham Clark leads at -5, 72 golfers. One guy got an 82, so it must be really hard.
Wow.
Honoring the seniors, if you want to get there by 6:30, there's 2 players being honored, Keaton Kutcher and Ben Humrick.
All right, weather brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you they're always looking to increase their team, and they're with you every step of the way, from advanced diagnostics to primary care providers. Learn more at carl.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Freezing Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Typical late winter, weak weather system on the move for the day-to-day. Return of sunshine and an uptick in temperature readings gets going over the course of the weekend. Big warm-up slated for next week, and there may be a pretty active weather pattern shaping up as well by late next week, too. So we'll keep you posted on increasing rainfall chances here, and we need it in the days to come. Speaking of which, a few flakes of snow, sprinkles of rain this morning, and a touch of light rain this afternoon. 42 the forecast high with a southeast wind. Bit of rain lingers in spots this evening, mostly cloudy, bit colder in the overnight. We'll bottom out at 27. Sunshine on the roof of the weekend. 45 tomorrow, down to 28 tomorrow night. Don't forget the time change back up into around the 54-degree range on Sunday. 64 the forecast high on Monday with sunshine. We'll crowd 70 on Tuesday and Wednesday. A couple of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday. Cooler weather Thursday, but not by much at 60. And showers and thunderstorms in here for late next week on Friday. High temperatures back to the 70s. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm Beetlejuice, Greg Solgay.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Private company, they plan to update the business without the involvement of shareholders. It will remain based in Chicago. Costco shares down 1.5%. Its holiday quarter was mixed. Earnings were weaker than expected, though revenue, the money it brings in, and sales topped expectations. Costco says given the volatility, it's difficult to predict the full impact of tariffs. The company says about a third of Costco's sales in the U.S. are imported goods. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosolda. Invested in you.
As President Donald Trump begins his second term.
Promises made, promises kept. We're going to keep our promises.
Stick with the Fox News Rundown as history is made during his first 100 days. Whether it impacts your family, your wallet, or the world, our team of journalists will give you the sharp analysis and perspective you expect from Fox News. The Fox News Rundown, the first 100 days. Listen and follow now at foxnewsrundown.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's our friend Mike Turner, Carpet Weavers. He's the numbers man. Mike, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Why do they call the numbers guy? My brother Johnny's here, Diane Ducey, Stevie J, Mike Turner
Mike.
over at Carpet Weavers. Why do they call it a controller? If you're a controller, but you control the money, is that what it's the whole controller name is?
I think that's where the name is. Sometimes I will get called comptroller, and that's usually on the governmental side.
Right.
But,
same kind of role, maybe.
Controller, problem solver, question answer, software guru. I think occasionally, fill up the toilet paper, that kind of thing.
And in the commercial, Mike, in the commercial, I think you're the one on the right in the back row there. I'm always looking for you on the TV Carpet Weavers.
We just did some new ones for this year. Unfortunately, my time has come to an end, at least for this year's set. So get the viewing in with me on there now. Yeah, they moved forward.
When I saw the commercial, I said the guy on the right looks like Tom Selleck. Who is this guy, man?
Then it definitely you've seen the new one.
All right, Mike, we have a big Stever that we're introducing today, and we're going to give this away a little later this month. But ladies and gentlemen, we've never...
How about it? This is a big one.
We've never done this. So here is the deal. If you have a project that is at least $5,000, Stevie J is going to pay $3,000 of it.
What?
I know. And the winner is Diane Ducey.
Hey!
That was easy.
You better repeat that.
As the controller, Mike Turner, are you sure?
All right, so here it is again, folks, and you can text in Carpet Weavers to get in on this. 217-359-2255, Fisher National Bank text line, and just send me Carpet Weavers to say, hey, man, I had to do the whole downstairs. I've got this thing in the kitchen. I want to redo all that. If it's at least a minimum of $5,000, you get a $3,000 bill toward that. I don't know what else I can do for you.
Man.
I don't know what else I can do for you, Mike.
Is your face on the $3,000 bill?
No, but Donald Trump says. It says right here, Donald J. Trump.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, if you want to be in on this, if you want to say, hey, I'm interested, text in now. We'll call Mike later in the month. Maybe after the tournament gets going, we'll have you a little later this month.
There you go.
Well, yeah. Mike, we appreciate you, my friend, and thank you for jumping on. We'll call you.
Hope everybody's excited. But before I let you go, besides that amazing offer, you want to say it again, Stevie? I think you should say it again.
It's $5,000 project, $3,000 off of that $5,000. You're going to be $10,000. You still get $3,000. It's you're never going to find this.
And Carpet Weavers 616 West Market View in Champaign.
Okay,
we've got our big anniversary sale going on now too. So if you don't get Stevie's $3,000, come see us for our anniversary sale. 37 years with Carpet Weavers. So
You're the man. Hey, go Illinois tonight against Purdue, too. Let's go.
absolutely, let's get that one done.
All right, buddy.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
guys.
That's Mike Turner,
Thanks, Mike.
controller over at Carpet Weavers, again on Market View in Champaign. You will not find this in Fistful of Dollars, my friends. $3,000 if you want to have at least a $5,000 project. Johnny, you know Ben Quattrone, Sarah Champagne managing partner. Johnny
I
has
sure do.
you like your Subaru there, Johnny?
Oh yes, I do. I like it. It's got a little pep. It's a good, well made. It's a good car.
Ben, how are you?
Man, I'm doing great. I just got back from Colorado, and everywhere I look is a Subaru.
They like
Those
that.
Subarus,
Well,
they love those Subarus.
It's that
out there.
all-wheel drive technology they got that's unbelievable. I've yet to slip. In fact, I got to come back up here from New Orleans and trade it in for the new. They give you a great deal, Ben, because people like the 2 or 3 years that are like brand new. If they're 2 or 3 years old, and get a brand new and kick off the 2026 by now, huh, Ben?
Oh yeah.
Not quite 2026s yet, but there are people asking when they're going to be out. And Johnny, we'd love to see you, but we'll bring it to you.
Oh
we'll just come get yours and bring you ours.
New Orleans?
Now wait a second.
100%.
What?
I just did 2 to Colorado. I just did 1 in North Carolina. I did 2 to Greenville, South Carolina. We're set up to do that. We have these great guys who drive cross country, and they drive to you. They pick up your trade. They bring it back. They leave you our car. You know.
Okay, we're going to have to talk because I really would have done that by now, but it's a 12-hour drive, so I'm like, I don't know.
No, 100%.
Wow.
100%. We're set up to do
but
that.
it's not hard to drive a road trip with that car because it's got really good pep between 60 and 90, which is what you need to get some separation. As a wide receiver, Ben, all I go for is separation. Create separation.
Yes.
All right, so what are you talking about? This ticket tonight is like $150 in the last row of Section C, man. What do you have?
Yeah, you know, my Dawn told me this morning. She goes, "This game's sold out. You can't get tickets." I said, "Well, then let's give some tickets away."
Wow.
These are in Section 139, which is the it's got like just in the front part of the second level. They're good seats. They're good. You know, I only have good seats.
Oh, I know.
And row 4. And they're kind of right in the corner. So they're fantastic seats, and I wouldn't give away any seats that I wouldn't sit in myself, and I will if I have a vice, I want the best seats.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sit in good seats. You're going to sit in good seats.
If I could qualify this for these, because there's a lot of people that really would like to go to the game tonight. I ask, and you're on the honor system, but I ask that you don't sell them. That you don't, hawk them. You don't put them on, StubHub. Don't do that for these.
Absolutely.
Because there are a lot of people that want to go, and I know you can make some fast cash on these kind of seats.
Well, and I believe some of our winners, Stevie, actually do the social media thing, and thank you, Sarah.
They do.
And
They
take
do.
a
They do.
picture, and it's a thing.
We want you to do that, and this is a really heck of a hot ticket, Ben. I'm so appreciative you think of me. So what we're going to do is you have to text in Sarah and spell it properly, and I'm not going to help you.
Aha.
217-359-2255. Ben Quattrone has come through once again. He'll drive your car to New Orleans? Really? Wow.
No. Man, talk about
what
service,
is
man.
that
That's
about?
terrific.
I mean, nuts. That's crazy. All right, so if you want these 2 tickets to tonight's hot game at 7 o'clock, Senior Day, a couple of seniors, some 6 managers, and a couple of players, even though Ben Humrickhouse is walking tonight, he's could be eligible for another year with Illinois.
Right.
That's what Coach said yesterday.
And he might get 2 senior nights.
And might get 2 senior nights.
Why
Hey, Ben, how's your nephew? Merez Johnson Jr. calls you his uncle. But
he's really doing well. I mean, he feels great. I think he's doing a lot of work, especially in the water, and he's hopeful. So maybe Big Ten tournament.
Wow.
Probably definitely the dance, but what a game changer.
Yeah.
No.
What a
kidding.
game changer he'll be, and just just a good spirited kid.
Great
You know what I mean?
And
Just
I don't know if you
attitude's
saw
great.
that cast that he's got on, but it
He had
was
on-
made
taken off now. But I mean-
okay, but it was like
Yeah.
aired out and all this other stuff. It was cool the way the U of I students came up with that design.
I think it's a former.
Listen, those guys,
former guy.
they want him
Brilliant.
back.
Yeah.
And he's trust me, if science can help, technology, and they're gonna get him back. no matter what.
Johnny asked me what Merez Johnson Jr. is like. You may know a bit more than any. What is he like?
You know, he's a quiet kid. Occasionally, he'll go to Chicago with his girlfriend, and he's got a really big car, and he'll come over and say, "Mr. Q, can I get something kind of smaller and kind of simple that I can just drive around Chicago and easy to park and that kind of stuff." And he comes in and drives a little Buick Invista.
How can you
And
get
if
in
you
there?
saw him in the car, it's kind of a crossover. Well, the seat goes way back.
Wow.
He loves it, but it's just the kind of a kid he is. You know what I mean? His other cars, I'm not going to say what is. It's just a nice car. Like I would be driving the nice big car, and he's just not that kind of a guy. He's humble. He works hard. He's hungry. He's looking forward to a great career in Champaign, and he's happy here. But just a cool kid.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Ben, because he doesn't sound like he's really much like Dennis Rodman. He just plays like
Yeah,
Rodman.
that's right.
So that's
that's right.
That's it. That is good. Hey, listen, if you want these tickets, text in 217-359-2255. If you want these two from Ben Quattrone, text in Sarah, spelled properly, to be eligible. I think we're going to have interest in these, Diane.
It's already blowing up. 217-359-2255.
Okay, Ben, a pleasure always. Thank you for the offer, and we'll be in touch.
Yeah, we'll
right,
be
see
in
you
touch,
guys.
Ben.
And
Thanks.
Ben, Johnny's going to be in touch because you're going to drive to New Orleans. What?
Come on down. Maybe you
Johnny.
could drive it down, and I'll come back with you. We'll have dinner down.
Hey, it could be a fun weekend.
What restaurant would you take him to, Johnny?
Well, it's Commander's is a standard, but we also have a red maple. Well, there's only about 50 to choose from, so we might have to draw one out of the hat. So.
Hey, Ben, appreciate
Seafood's
it.
awful.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, thank you, Ben. We appreciate it. Thank you, Ben Quattrone over at Sarah Champagne. Just text in Sarah, spelled properly, and you have a chance to win these.
217-359-2255.
And again, our unbelievable offer with Carpet Weavers, which will get you $3,000 off a $5,000 project.
Man, all the deals here on ESPN 93.5 as we wrap up the week together.
Okay, we'll be right back. I got a couple of clips Johnny's going to want to hear. Stand by.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign County Coroner identifying a man killed in a hit and run in Champaign this week. James McCama died after being hit Tuesday night on the 500 block of North Market Street. The driver didn't stop. Later that night, Fernando Lorenzo Raimondo arrived at Champaign. Police said he was the driver of the crash. A mobile home in rural Tuscola destroyed following a fire. The blaze began Tuesday morning on County Road 1200 northeast of Tuscola. Nobody living in the trailer, nobody hurt. The cause of the fire is currently under investigation. Well, Illinois is hosting 2 career fairs this month. That's targeting former federal workers. One event takes place today at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. The other being held March 20th at Malcolm X College in Chicago. Former federal workers and members of the public, you are invited to attend this event. Again, Illinois hosting 2 careers targeting former federal workers. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
The season for madness is here, and Jets Pizza has the perfect game time deal. For a limited time, score 2 one-top large pizzas plus a Coke 2-liter for just $29.99. That's right, big flavor, big savings, and the perfect way to enjoy Jets while watching the games. Use promo code PM1. That's promo code PM1 for some pizza madness. Available in deep dish, hand-tossed round, thin, or New York style with any crust flavoring. 2 large one-top pizzas and a Coke 2-liter. The Jets Pizza Madness Special. It's not just pizza, it's Jets.
At Pards and Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
So Tim, he's in charge of Dedicated Diesel and Gale Frericks Trucking. Let's begin with Gale Frericks Trucking. How are we doing?
Oh, we're doing real good. We got a bunch of great guys. We work together, and it's how things are done around here. If we need to fix something, we face it head on, we get it fixed. And that's the kind of guys we're looking for, that really want to service the customer and want to do things right and want to be successful. They want to make good money. They want to be home with their families on the weekends, and that's the kind of guys that we need here.
As far as training and GFT, they kind of go hand in hand, and you got everyone very experienced on your crew.
Oh yeah, it's a great team, and even the ones that don't have much experience, we're teaching them the right ways to do things, and that goes a long way. We don't just tell them what to do. I'm a teacher at heart, so I'm teaching them why we're doing it. That really hits home with them. They appreciate that. It just makes things run so much smoother.
How can people reach Tim Onstock?
They can get me at TIMO@GFTLOG.com or Dedicated Equipment on Facebook.
Yeah, I didn't expect Ben to call today. I didn't, because the ticket is so hot.
That's a pretty good deal,
It's just
sold out.
Sold out place. 2 tickets.
And a good spot. You know the territory, Steve.
No, it's
Section 139, row 4.
It's just like, again, go to StubHub, and that's why you just can't sell these. They're like $400 each.
I got you.
Maybe $500 at that level. You want to get a little closer, it'd be $1,000. This is a hot game. Mm-hmm. Illinois coming off 2 good wins in a row.
It's cool that it's on Fox, too.
Yeah, this is the game of the night in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we're also ready to beat Purdue, aren't we, Steve?
Yes.
Jason Benetti and Bill Rafferty.
Oh, Bill Rafferty.
I know. On the call
He's
for Fox.
That's the big team.
Who's airing that?
Fox. Regular Fox.
Mm-hmm.
This is national television, the game of the night.
Right.
It's not very games
I
on
think
today.
we're ready, Steve. I think
absolutely.
I felt pretty good about Michigan, and then they played a great game. They really did in both halves. They had a little trouble making it, but then the second half
great
was
that we're all
wonderful.
healthy again.
Well, we owe them. I think they beat us 5 in a row. I mean, they had Zach Edey. We just couldn't beat Purdue. Let's get him tonight. All right, here's meteorologist Greg Solier.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. And a weak weather system on the move. Nice recovery on weather and sunshine and temperatures all combined for the weekend. And a big warm-up slated for next weekend. The start of a more active weather pattern with increasing shower and thunderstorm chances, especially the second half of next week. Corresponding with that, big warm-up in temperature readings further, and maybe some stronger weather to contend with as well late next week. But in the meantime, a few sprinkles and snowflakes this morning. Touch of rain this afternoon, cloudy and 42. A little rain this evening in spots, down to about 27 with a mostly cloudy sky. Sun back in tomorrow at 45, 54, and a sunny, milder extended evening hour on Sunday. Monday, 64, then up to 70 on Tuesday and close to it on Wednesday with a couple of showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday. Slightly cooler Thursday. We're back well into the 70s with showers and thunderstorms late next week on Friday, and there may be signs of an active weather pattern, i.e. stronger and severe weather at some point over parts of the Midwest late next week as well. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
All right, again, 2 extraordinary offers. One that'll go on for the next few weeks with Carpet Weavers, $3,000 off at least a $5,000 job. But that is a lot of flooring you can get for $2,000.
Yeah, if you want to walk around Carpet Weavers and start to get the wheels turning on that project, 616 West Market View in Champaign.
All right, and again, basketball tickets for the hottest game we've maybe had this year with a sold-out crowd, and I've got 2 tickets in section 139. Look them up. Or as Biden said when they said, I'm going to call Obama if you don't give me my money. Call him. Look it up. Look it up. Call him. Well, anyway, if you'd like to win those, you just text in Sarah, and everybody's spelling it correctly. Is that right? Because sometimes we can catch them on it. So.
I do have a biblical Sarah in here.
Oh, that's a shame.
Well, I tell you, Steve,
disqualified.
As far as the game, and I'm not going to say nothing, but I feel a little bit like I did before that Michigan game.
Oh, feel good then. Okay, like that. Okay, here's a clip from a guy. Now, did you know, you probably would assume, that government workers, as DOGE is going through, they have company or department credit cards, right?
Who's?
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
Oh, boy.
Well, here's
because we had some of those, and wow.
You
Gotta watch it.
Got to watch those. Okay, but apparently a federal judge, I still don't understand. I need a constitutionalist to come on and say, how can a federal judge in Poughkeepsie, New Jersey, stop the country from moving and halt a president? I don't know how one judge anywhere could have that kind of reign and power. I don't get it. Anyway, here's that about this. You'll like this.
I absolutely love how Trump thinks outside the box. And one of the Doge cuts that him and Trump enacted was they canceled all the government employees' business cards, their credit cards, right? And then a judge said you can't cancel their payment cards. You can't take them away. You got to give them credit cards. And they were like, oh, okay. So then they just put limits of $1 on the cards and gave them back to them. And my buddy who works for the government was telling me about how mad some of them were. Like, I can't use my credit card to go get lunch now. And that cracks me up so much. Thank you, Trump. I needed that. Elon Musk, you guys are killing it. Just keep doing what you're doing. The American people love you for it. Godspeed to you too. Long live the Republic.
Long live the Republic. You have $1 to spend, and you can imagine the turmoil that is the people in government with their credit cards being canceled. Mm-hmm. So, that Johnny, if you have 146,000 credit cards in our government, which is the loose number I saw, that'll make some noise, because how do you track a charge?
Well, that's the whole problem we're having with the central government, is it's gotten so big you can't track it. In principle, theoretically, Steve, that's a very convenient thing to do, especially these days. Who even uses cash? You need the credit card, and then if you use your own credit card and then get your expenses approved, that could mean you need another 10,000 people to check all that. But you just run it through the credit card, and you're just trusted to make the right purchases. But what if you don't? So there's no telling how much is really valid when people are using the government credit cards for whatever they're buying. And then you can imagine some of the justifications for what they're buying.
And to me, it could be that you're working in that kind of culture where this is what everybody does, and you don't even realize that you're doing something wrong. Possibly.
It's just so big is the problem. And so that's it. The judge stopped him from canceling, but he's given all back. There was no way he could control a limit.
But why is that? Why can't you take it to you shop judge shopping? You get somebody appointed by Biden or Obama. You take it to their courtroom. They're probably going to go your way. But how can you stop and halt? We have the three branches, I thought. Why is the fourth?
Well, because that's the whole point. We have the checks and balances. So if the president starts doing things that he can't do, that it's got to go through this process. Mm-hmm. Then a judge can say you can't do it. It was similar to the a recent example. Pennsylvania wanted to count votes that simply weren't dated or filled out correctly, and they said, well, they're not technically legal, but we're counting them. And the judges went to the Supreme Court, but the balancing system worked. Okay. They said you cannot count illegal ballots. And I think that probably saved the Republicans a Senate seat, because they had enough, like 100,000 of these, and I think they were mostly going to tip the scales.
So eventually it'll sort itself out, at least go to the top court.
Well,
the
and
Supreme
they've had
Court.
one about the foreign aid, and the Supreme Court said, no, really, the Congress has already approved these programs. It was already sent out. You can't bring that back. If the Congress doesn't allow more money to go out, then they won't get the money. But Trump can't just say, oh, okay, we're not doing this, this, and this in a lot of cases. And a judge anywhere can at least have us look at it.
It pauses the whole effort. Okay. Remember yesterday I played the woman Democrat that just was fed up?
Yes.
Okay. Today it's a man.
Okay.
Normally I put up funny stuff in my videos and in my lives, and I usually don't do politics in my lives. But after last night's speech, I want to say something. I'm a Democrat. I served in the United States Navy, and I'm a Democrat. Did I always vote Democratic way? No. I voted for Obama because in the beginning I thought he was best for me and my nation and my family. I didn't vote for him the second term. And there was no way in hell I was going to vote for Hillary. I voted Trump. And there was no way in hell I was going to vote for Biden. But many people did, and he won the election. I'm going to say that right out. He won the election. But after what I seen last night, when the kid with brain surgery was announced and not one Democrat stood up, I realized I'm not a Democrat. I'm a fucking Republican. As soon as I can, I'm going to be switching over from a Democrat to a Republican because I don't want to be associated. How disrespectful can you get? And I hope that all of the younger generation starts to see what I just witnessed. I hope for the next 30 years, it can Republican. You lost me, Democrats. Farewell.
Well, and that's
heavily edited at the end when the F word was flying. I had to take all that out. But here's a guy that exactly like the woman yesterday said, I've had enough of this.
Well, and I think that, and he's going to go from Democrat to Republican. Many will just simply leave the Democratic Party
and not necessarily
independent, or just not even change, but just not vote for the party until things change. But here's the thing, Steve. This wasn't a case of I don't really think I'm going to clap for that for this reason or that reason. They just simply disciplined themselves. They decided on a strategy to here's what we're going to do, and they were sending a message. I don't know what the consultant told them the message was, but we heard it loud and clear, and the message was, don't vote for us ever again.
Yeah, right.
It's amazing how the little guy with the cancer survival story resonated across the board. That's the one I'm hearing from everybody, because I was pretty disappointed when the wife and two girls of Corey
Commatory
were announced, and nobody clapped or said anything, as if we don't care. What they were saying is don't vote for us anymore, because when we decide on a strategy, this is the kind of thing we come up with.
Yep.
Now, extrapolate that to say, what should we do about the border? It's very complicated. We'd like to have people in. How about this? Just let everybody come in. That was what they came up with.
Yeah.
So this isn't a big surprise. They're crazy. And that was a very, very poor political move, Steve.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you half of those people are saying, we should have clapped for that. I knew I shouldn't have gone along with this plan. This was a bad plan. Because they're not like that, where they really don't have any empathy for what Trump was doing. They just agree we're going to try to make Trump look bad by not acknowledging that anything he's doing is good. And he said it. Then he also kind of trumped him with the old, there's nothing I can do with these Democrats. This is my fifth time. They're not going to smile. They're not going to clap. There's nothing I can do.
I think he's right, isn't he?
They proved him right. And that's what you hear from the woman yesterday, and the guy today says, I'm done with this.
I've heard several people say it's not really human to not react to that story.
Well, they weren't being human. They had decided to act inhuman, which was really not a smart move.
Yeah.
Who and how in the world do they have? That's what I've always respected the Democrats. I'm not saying I like it, for their discipline to just do what they're told.
Yeah.
How do they have that power over these independent Americans who are representing their districts to where they would do something like that because that's what they were told to do?
Yeah.
So
and Republicans aren't quite like that.
They're not. They are to some extent too,
but not quite everybody.
And I think part of it. Let me hear you like this. I think part of it is there's no term limits. Therefore, this is their career. Therefore, we don't want to be primaried on the next round. And Pelosi and the boys and girls at the top are going to just shove us out because we disobeyed them.
No, that's true.
Not a democracy.
I think they do
my
that,
friends.
don't they? They do.
They absolutely do. The Republicans threaten it and do it too.
Yeah, right.
So it's
Term
politics.
limits, term limits,
means
term limits.
You're not betting your life on this job.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be. They have no leverage. And then you can do what you think, because there's a lot of good humans on that side, but they were told what to do and they went with it. And big mistake.
Brother Johnny there. There's Diane Ducey. I am Stevie J. We are looking at your text coming in. 217-359-2255. We're giving away outstanding seats in section 139. Look them up.
To take down Illinois, taking down the Purdue Boilermakers tonight at 7.
And if you win these and don't go, there'll be the only 2 empty seats in the entire arena. It's a sellout. It is a sellout, and this is a hot ticket, and you have a chance to win them for free at 217-359-2255. Text in Sarah, and you'll be eligible, and we'll get hold of you later this morning so you can get the transfer of tickets and everything.
Lots of good people listening in the area from all over. There's Oakwood, Bellflower, Mansfield.
When am I going to get off?
Hometown of Tolono checking in just
Steve,
now. Hey, Keisha.
I don't know. I don't think they'd be empty for long, so don't be too late to the game either.
No, right.
You're right.
Go get in, and then you got.
To me, you're arriving between 6 and 6:15.
I'm going as early as possible because I like the pre-stuff, and and it's really easy to park then.
Yeah.
Very easy to get in and out. So, okay, there's that deal, and then as if that wasn't enough, I'm doing $3,000 off a $5,000 buy at Carpet Weavers. And all you got to do is text in Carpet Weavers for that one. This is nutty.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the Carpet Weavers are going to extend for a few weeks and give a lot of people different chances. We'll get a whole bunch of people there. And so here we are with the tickets at hand for tonight's 7 o'clock tip. And yes, we do have a senior, the kid Kuchar, the guy that has a headband. He gets in some games, but he played
Keaton Kuchar.
Keaton Kuchar. But Dave Kuchar was coached by Brad Underwood at Western Illinois back in the day.
Oh, wow.
And so this is 3 generations represented. If the grandparents are alive, I'm not sure. But for sure, Dave Kuchar and Keaton Kuchar, with the guy with the headband, comes in occasionally at the end of the bench. But he played and just outstanding. He's a mid-major D1 guy, but not necessarily high major. But he's made a 3 this year.
Well, I'll tell you those too, Steve, and most of us don't realize it, that how good some of the guys we never get to see are.
No,
but there's only 5 guys on the floor at one time.
Right.
And then you can switch them out as much as you can.
I mean, that's why I was when I came to EIU to play volleyball. I was essentially a practice player and stuff for the.
Look what happened to me, Steve. I was just about to break in.
No question.
And then I graduated. So
there you go.
That's right. No, that's exactly right. Again, it's senior night. Ben Humberhouse will walk, but they are looking into the NAIA not counting toward D1 eligibility since it's not D1. And it's possible they can lobby if the Humberhouse family wants to do that. We don't know. But I do know the quality of character Ben Humberhouse, who will be the featured speaker at the FCA banquet in just a month.
Nice.
So he's an outstanding young man, and he is. Brad loves where he is right now because he's got confidence. He's learned so much. His body is changing with Fletch helping him with the physical stuff.
Well, let me tell you, he came in against Golden because Evicius had some fouls, and he did a good job.
Tough rebounding, made 3 threes. I mean, it was.
And by the way, I think you can actually just lower your shoulder and knock your defender back. It's legal because that's what they were doing.
I know.
And they still stayed in front and hung in there.
I know.
And he missed some shots because they were harassing him.
But you shoulder somebody and you bunt back, you shoulder somebody. When do you call a foul? On who?
Not very often.
Right.
You just let them play, I guess.
And then the 6 senior managers also in the spotlight tonight. So 6:30 is when things will start with that pregame ceremony.
Brad Underwood thanked the seniors who've been there 4 years. You never see that except for the managers maybe now. But they were the ones that got up at 5 a.m. with Terrence Shannon last year.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones at 10 p.m. when Kasparis Yakajonas wants to do some more time. Those are the managers that let everybody in and get it done. And they're good students. And Brad said, if you're an employee, you want some talent, you get these kids because they've gone through it.
Absolutely.
And
I don't think it's a high-paying job there, Steve.
I don't think it's a high-paying job. Maybe a T-shirt, maybe. Yeah, those kids work really hard.
In case you're just learning, Nebraska beat the Illinois women yesterday, 74-70. So they're out of the Big Ten tournament.
All right, we'll see what happens in the NCAA, which will come up on Selection Sunday. Okay, let's check your weekend. You're going to like the beginning of next week. Now, kind of severe, kind of rainy thingy. Like that could be up next week late. But they're going to like the temperatures with meteorologist Greg Solier.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Free Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Typical late winter weak weather system on the move for the day-to-day. Return of sunshine and an uptick in temperature readings gets going over the course of the weekend. Big warm-up slated for next week, and there may be a pretty active weather pattern shaping up as well by late next week, too. So we'll keep you posted on increasing rainfall chances here, and we need it in the days to come. Speaking of which, a few flakes of snow, sprinkles of rain this morning, and a touch of light rain this afternoon. 42 the forecast high with a southeast wind. Bit of rain lingers in spots this evening, mostly cloudy, bit colder in the overnight. We'll bottom out at 27. Sunshine on the roof of the weekend. 45 tomorrow, down to 28 tomorrow night. Don't forget the time change back up into around the 54-degree range on Sunday. 64 the forecast high on Monday with sunshine. We'll crowd 70 on Tuesday and Wednesday. A couple of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday. Cooler weather Thursday, but not by much at 60. And showers and thunderstorms in here for late next week on Friday. High temperatures back to the 70s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Illinois basketball star Morez Johnson on managing partner at Sarah Champagne, Ben Quattrone.
Ben Quattrone is a great guy. He's like an uncle to me now, a great character person. Sarah Champagne is like a family. Talk to the people that work here sometimes, just to talk to them, and they helped me when I got my car deal. It was very helpful. It wasn't like I was like here all day, like I was bonding with people, have a conversation with them. They're there. Oh, I love my car.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Why use Land's Underground Solutions? We have the team, the technology, the tools, and the most experienced team in the industry. From a basic sewer pipe repair to replacing a sewer main, installing a water line to installing a septic system, installing underground utilities for a new construction project to rehabilitating the old pipes under a school. Land's has the most versatile and experienced team in the industry. Residential, commercial, and industrial, when it comes to your underground pipes, think Land's.
At ABC, it's your chance to get that air conditioner and furnace you've needed. ABC Heating and Air Conditioning can now offer 12 months same as cash, 9.9% financing, or up to $2,000 cash back on residential Amana units. Whether you need a furnace and or air conditioner, you can take advantage of this deal through the end of March. ABC means always be comfortable. Let locally and family-owned ABC take care of you. Call Gina today at 217-352-5400 or visit abcheatingandac.com.
When it comes to vascular care, it's important to have a medical team focused on clinical excellence, innovation, compassion, and continuity of care. Specialists within the Christie Clinic Vein and Vascular Center offer comprehensive services for all vascular disorders, including reducing complications from your diabetes. Call the Christie Clinic Vein and Vascular team for a consultation today at 366-2670. With locations close to home and work, their specialists can help you avoid surgery and keep your limbs healthy.
All right, we got the news coming up. We'll come back with another hour. Brad Dancer, University of Illinois tennis coach, is going to jump on with us. Amber Oberheim from OSF.
Yes.
She's a family nurse practitioner, and she's going to jump on the program as well in our next hour.
Monticello.
And we will get all that on the radio for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fairly cool this morning, but you can't complain with the forecast that we have around East Central Illinois. You know what I've always wanted to do and never done? I wanted to have people check in from the town they listen from.
Yes.
And call them my Stevie J Radio Mayor.
Radio mayors.
They're town mayors. I'd have a different representative of mayors in Oakwood and Danville, and it's just see the range of different people that are listening because they have a commute. A lot of times in Champaign-Urbana, you got the radio on for 5 minutes.
We have Chrisman, Muhammad, all these people trying to win the tickets right now with their Sarah.
We've had just north of Effingham check in here. So anyway, I just think I'm going to do it. I had a wonderful consultant that I really like say, "Oh, don't do that." I like it.
I like it too.
And then maybe
sometimes the consultants don't know because they're from a different region.
Well, and we could have so much fun with that, and we could have you be radio mayor of Tuscola, but you are term limited. You get 1 year.
Okay.
Well, I got to tell you too, Diane, a consultant's job is to help you do what you think. If he agreed with everything you're telling him, you don't need him.
Yeah,
so
true.
you can't,
That's
by
true.
default, you got to be careful. You got to listen to his device, but still think for yourself.
I think we can make a fancy schmancy certificate they could hang on their wall that would claim them the radio mayor for the year.
Yeah.
1 year. And then if something happens in Tuscola, I'd call my radio
Right.
mayor.
Like the Warriors
Boom.
were in the section
Yeah,
on
boom.
basketball.
Well, actually, Steve, people that are streaming, like if I did it from New Orleans, I
Yeah.
could be the mayor.
Radio mayor of New Orleans.
Then they probably want me to be the real mayor because we could use one.
Yeah, I bet. All right, the news. Lots coming
Or
up.
Chicago.
Yeah, oh, boy. All right, the news, top of the hour. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
A little more hiring and a little more unemployment. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That is in the February jobs report just out this morning.
151,000. The expectation was for 160,000. The unemployment rate goes up to 4.1%.
Fox Business Network's Lauren Simonetti. The jobs created is an increase over January hiring, which was revised lower from 143,000 to 125. Not much reaction on Wall Street. Stock futures have been up modestly after another big sell-off. The Dow has plunged more than 1,200 points this week under a dark cloud of tariff and inflation worries.
Witkoff told 150.
This is very much about companies and countries that have ripped off this country, our beloved USA, and they're not going to be ripping us off anymore.
President Trump is delaying a month most of the 25% tariffs he imposed Tuesday on imports from Canada and Mexico, saying the Mexican president is doing more to stop the flow of the deadly drug fentanyl. He blames China for sending it, and those tariffs remain in place. China's foreign minister vowed today to keep retaliating with tariffs of their own. The president also says they're making progress in talks with Ukraine to end Russia's war, though Ukraine was hit with another barrage overnight of Russian drones and missiles targeting Ukrainian energy infrastructure. Its president, Volodymyr Zelensky, got support from European leaders at a Brussels summit.
The European Union's promised fighter jets, increased defence spending and theoretical peacekeeping troops. Around 20 countries are reportedly promising some form of assistance. Still, it's going to be hard for Europe to fill the military and diplomatic hole left by the Trump administration's hard line. Attention turns to US-Ukrainian talks taking place next week.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is going to lead those talks. Meanwhile, President Trump has told Fox's Maria Bartiromo in a Sunday Morning Futures interview that he sent a letter to Iran's supreme leader, worried over Iran's rapidly advancing nuclear program. America's listening to Fox News.
During tax season, your personal info travels to a lot of places you can't control. Between payroll, your home office, your tax preparer, and the IRS, if your W-2 gets exposed, that's just the ticket for identity thieves. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Don't let identity thieves take you for a ride. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Spring is finally here, and so are spring projects. So get them started at Harbor Freight's parking lot sale. Happening now. Save on products like pressure washers for $69.99, 42-inch roller cabinets for under $500, plus 30% off Hercules corded power tools. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight. Valid until 3/9/25 while supplies last. Limitations apply, so spring in before it's over.
Some of California Governor Gavin Newsom's fellow Democrats are not happy this morning after what he had to say about a transgender rights issue.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is opposing transgender athletes being allowed in women's and girls' sports. The potential 2028 Democratic presidential candidate told conservative activist Charlie Kirk,
I think it's an issue of fairness.
Speaking on the This is Gavin Newsom podcast, a recent New York Times Ipsos survey found nearly 80% of participants did not agree with giving biological males access to women's and girls' sports, even if they identify as female. President Trump recently signed an executive order prohibiting trans athletes from female sports. Tom Graham, Fox News.
Speaking of podcasts, a convicted murderer famously featured in one, who'd been serving a life sentence, is going to remain free in Maryland.
A Baltimore circuit judge says Adnan Saeed's time served will keep him from returning to prison. Judge Jennifer Schiffer said Saeed will be on supervised probation for 5 years. His case and conviction in 2000 for the murder of his ex-girlfriend Heyman Lee a year earlier was widely followed on the Serial podcast, which questioned the evidence. Saeed maintained his innocence up until his 2022 release, when prosecutors found flaws in his case and moved to reverse his conviction. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Now a very different outcome for a different convicted murderer.
The planned firing squad execution of condemned killer Brad Sigmund will be the first carried out in the U.S. in 15 years. He was convicted of killing his ex-girlfriend's parents in 2001 and chose the firing squad over 2 other methods in South Carolina, the electric chair and lethal injection.
As Fox's Tanya J. Powers, in about 9 hours, Sigmund will be put in a chair, a hood over his head, a target placed on his chest, and he'll be shot to death. Idaho's considering making the firing squad its primary execution method. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, Illinois is hosting 2 career fairs this month. That's targeting former federal workers. One event takes place today at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. The other being held March 20th at Malcolm X College in Chicago. And former federal workers and members of the public, you are invited to attend this event. Again, Illinois hosting 2 careers targeting former federal workers. Champaign County coroner identifying a man killed in a hit and run in Champaign this week. James McCammon died after being hit Tuesday night on the 500 block of North Market Street. The driver didn't stop. Later that night, Fernando Lorenzo Raimondo arrived at Champaign. Police said he was the driver of the crash. A mobile home in rural Tuscola destroyed following a fire. The blaze began Tuesday morning on County Road 1200 northeast of Tuscola. Nobody living in the trailer, nobody hurt. The cause of the fire is currently under investigation. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All righty. Thank you, Jim Miller. We're going to talk to Illinois tennis coach Brad Dancer. That's coming up here in just a moment. But first, we're talking about outdoor tennis weather. Mr. Greg Solier, our meteorologist, man. I mean, this is awesome. We're going to delve a lot into the 60s next week, I think, right?
Yeah. A little tennis just because you're giving us some warm weather.
Yeah, we can go.
I get it now. But yeah, we are going to deliver some real spring weather, the spring feel of weather around these parts, and increasingly wet as well. And boy, some producers and farmers like to get out there and get a little test run going and try to do it while you may around here, because it is an increasingly wet one as well. And we've got maybe some stormy conditions to deal with. They've had that down towards Brother Johnny's place, for example, in the southern states from time to time. That kind of jet stream segment, it brings the warm air northward, but it also tends to bring storminess, the spring variety around here. So we'll keep an eye on things late next week and into the following weekend as the weather turns a little more rough. But at the same time, it wouldn't be surprised that areas south of Champaign towards the Ohio even get close to the 80-degree mark. It's that kind of warmth and humidity that's coming our way. In the meantime, a little more of a more seasonal early to mid-March the system making its way across Nebraska, Iowa. Some small accumulating snows there along and north of the old I-5 and Reagan Toll Road system. Maybe a couple of sprinkles and flurries around this morning in spots, and a sprinkle or 2 or 3 this afternoon. Might see a little thinning of the overcast at an afternoon temperature that tops out right around about 42, 43 degrees, down to 27, and a few sprinkles this evening. The sun is out bright and beautiful for the weekend, including that time change here through Sunday morning at 2 a.m. Try to set the clocks accordingly. A little evening sunlight at 45 tomorrow, 54 Sunday, 64 Monday, 70 Tuesday, maybe a quick shower thunderstorm Wednesday, then some rougher weather ahead for Friday and the following weekend. But daytime readings from 60 next Thursday to well into the 70s next Friday and that following weekend. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
A big offer going on. Ben Quattrone called in from Sarah, Champaign. If you text me Sarah, you have to know how to spell it. Sorry. 217-359-2255. You get 2 fabulous tickets. Fabulous tickets tonight for free to Illinois Purdue tonight. Well, he is your head tennis coach at the University of Illinois. His name is Brad Dancer, who started his coaching career as an assistant in the Fed Cup. Is that what it was called, Brad? I think the Fed Cup. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Johnny, he was assistant coach to some slacker named Billie Jean King. Could you beat her at tennis, Brad?
It's not even close. I mean, I don't understand. It's one of those things where Billy's a friend, but she's also sort of just I just idolize her. Her energy is, she could probably keep up with you, Stevie J. I don't know if anybody else could, but she might be able to.
What my brother Johnny's on the mic, and Diane Ducey, and again I'm Stevie J. Johnny was the 1975 Philo tennis champion after there's the centennial. And
it wasn't quite your level
No
there,
way.
Brad, but I came through. I also wanted to tell you,
I love it.
We have a great friend. He's named Mark Boras. He's the head coach of Tulane Tennis. I don't know if you know Mark or not.
Oh my gosh.
So
Mark is one of my favorite people in college tennis, and obviously he had a big health scare, and so I think he had the entire college tennis community just praying and hoping and doing everything they could to wishing him all the strength, and he's recovering, and he's just what an awesome man. What an awesome man.
No, he is, and you're right. And it was the prayers, I think, brought him through because we did not know if he was going to make it.
Another thing, Brad, we all know the Atkins and love that the tennis center is such a stellar place for things like playing Nebraska tonight at 5:30.
Yeah, we originally we were supposed to play Nebraska at 6 o'clock, and a couple weeks ago I'm like, hey, we got a darn basketball game. So I called our coach up and I said, hey, can we bump that up an hour? So we're going to start an hour earlier at 5. That's kind of our big promotion is hey, come to the tennis, have a beverage or two because we're selling concessions there tonight. So it's going to be fun, and we'll have tacos and taco truck and then beer and wine and all sodas and soft drinks and stuff. So come on out, have a cocktail, have some tacos, and then head on over to the game.
I mean, can I leave my car where I park for the tennis?
Hey, don't tell me when I said yes. Just go for it.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. They're pretty good at these parking people. That's one of the biggest scares for me is parking in Champaign-Urbana. Look out.
Hey,
where's the car?
Hey, Brad, what is your team like? Tell me about tonight. And do you have another one coming up too, right?
Yeah, so this is kind of the Big Ten schedule. So we go two every week from here on out. And Nebraska's got a great team. They're really talented. They've been kind of creeping up the rankings the last few years, and so it'd be a great challenge for us. We had a little bit of the basketball thing where we kind of got the flu bug going around, but I think, knock on wood, everybody made it through last night, at least from what I've heard so far, and so we'll be closer to full strength and ready to go. We have an awesome team. They work really hard. They're incredibly focused. Our culture's great, and I don't know if anybody's never been to a college tennis match. It can get pretty intense, and it's fun. It's emotional. The players, put their heart on their sleeves out there, and it's fun. It's a great atmosphere at Atkins.
How do the kids react to having a crowd, home crowd?
Well, I mean, that's what we talk about. The more people we can get, the more students we can get, the more fun it is. And again, it makes it meaningful, it makes it impactful, and so it's a big part of the game is to have a crowd, have fans, and feel like you've got something, a big meaning of what you're doing.
How long does a tennis match last? So when you go and like a basketball, what's 2.5 hours? Football might be 5, 6, 7 hours.
Yeah.
What's a tennis match?
It's probably our biggest issue in tennis because there's not a certain length. The fastest ones can get over an hour and 40 minutes, and the long ones go 3.5 hours, and we got to figure out a way to fix that. But I think in general, 2.5 hours we can finish the match off, and that's kind of why we bumped that up. You can see the majority of the match tonight before you go to hoops.
Well,
for those people that don't have hoops tickets, we're going to have the game on every TV in the building.
One fix for that is just don't have as many good players. Because our Philo Centennial matches were like 10 or 15 minutes.
That's right. That's a long time ago. That's 1975. Brad, can you beat any of your current players?
Not even close.
Man.
And even at my best, in my heyday, I couldn't beat our guys. I was never a very good player, but I figured out a little bit of X's and O's stuff. Now, my assistant, who's a former All-American, Tim Kapinski, he can still go out there and whack it pretty good with them. But he's only 31 years old, so that's kind of cheap.
Don't you have guys serving at what, 120, 110?
I was just going to ask, what is the speed these days?
It's crazy.
We've got Will Morose, who's going to play in the 2-hole tonight, and he's been up at 138 this year. That's his highest
what? What? Brad, would I even see that? Would I even see it?
I I will tell you this: when Will is serving, I've got my head up. I'm making sure I'm not walking in front of that. So it's humdinging along. And,
So
and we got 5 or 6 guys that can get over 120. So yep.
Well, what about the second serve? How fast does the second serve go?
Yeah, it's funny. We're talking about that tactically with our guys. Sometimes you need to not just plop it in, and we got some guys that'll go 110 on the second serve.
Man,
so
that's crazy.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
An average second is maybe 70, 80, something like that. So
I mean, I think a long time ago, I was on a court with one of the players. It's been many years ago, and I think he was throwing it down at me at 80, and I could barely see it. What was one? I just thought the level of tennis and now and the level of player you have. So this is exciting. We want people to go Atkins Tennis tonight, 5:00. Park there, get a burrito, taco, go have a drink, whatever you're doing. Walk over to the State Farm. Mm-hmm. It's a great doubleheader for you tonight and to support this great team. And then who's the second one this weekend?
And then we got Wisconsin on Sunday, and they're they had a rough year last year, but they're bouncing back. So again, Big Ten, here we go. Right, this is it. There's no easy ones, and you don't come to. I tell all our recruits that don't come here if you want to play easy matches.
Yeah.
There won't be any.
That's kind of the nature of the Big Ten. Will you guys ever go play Oregon in tennis?
We got them this year. So USC, UCLA come to us, and we go to Oregon, Washington this year. So.
And you get the private jet. Is that what I understand?
Yeah, exactly. How'd you know?
Well, it's a grind, man. Now you're including, and there's talk that the Big Ten's going to get even bigger than 18.
No
so
kidding.
It's just you're a nationwide kind of a program, and this is unbelievable.
Brad, when you take an away trip, how many people go? What's the team size?
Yeah, we've got a pretty. Yeah, we got a pretty lean team. We'll travel 8 or 9 athletes and a couple of coaches, and that's kind of it. So
Golf
we're,
team
we're,
type.
We're probably one of the, as you can say, Smalley and us are probably the 2 smallest squads out there. So.
Well, listen, we're rooting for you, Brad Dancer. We really like having you on the show. You're cool. You got great energy, and we're pulling for the Fighting Illini Tennis tonight and Sunday, my friend.
I'll tell Mark that you say hi, Brad. He'll be glad to hear from you.
I love it. Sounds great.
Hey, thanks for being on, Brad. Good luck.
On, guys.
Appreciate it. Brad Dancer, U of I tennis.
Go
coach.
Illini.
You got a double header. That wouldn't be
Nebraska at 5 and Wisconsin Sunday.
No, tennis is right there. You just walk across the street and get in.
Love it.
I think in the Philo Centennial, when I won, I think I was firing about 45, 50. And that was good enough.
Top speed 138 on that serve.
What is
Man,
that?
that's a big welt right there if you're in the way.
I was going to say, wouldn't that hurt if it hit you?
I would think so.
I mean, it's going to bounce first.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that take the speed off the speed of the 138?
That's what that racket's for, Steve. You better know how to use it.
In addition to Illinois tennis, Illinois baseball in Florida facing Michigan at 5:30. Eichelberger Field for the Illinois women's softball team to take on the St. Louis Billikens today at 2, in case you'd like to catch some of that. Big Ten action last night had number 8 Michigan State over Iowa 91-84. Nebraska beat our Illinois women's basketball team. So we're finishing up the regular season at 21-9. 11-7 in the Big Ten. The final score yesterday, 74-70, and lots of women's basketball fans enjoying their time in Indianapolis at Cambridge Fieldhouse. Of course, the Big Ten tournament for the men will start on Wednesday in Indianapolis, and we'll find out the seed and things like that. They're predicting we might be like a 7 or an 8 from this point, but we'll find out on Sunday.
It's going to be either a 7 or 8. If we win tonight, I think we stay 7. And, that's what we want is to play great basketball right now. And we've won 2 in a row. Michigan was really great. Let's see if we can beat those Purdue Boilermakers. They're always a handful.
In football, James White has been tapped as assistant running backs coach. There's been some coaching developments throughout the week if you want to keep up with Illinois football with a quick search. Of course, it's senior night tonight, so around 6:30 they'll start the pregame ceremony as we get ready for tip-off against number 18 Purdue at 7 o'clock tonight. That is a sellout. It is on Fox. The players being featured, Keaton Kutcher and Ben Humrickhouse, and there's 6 managers. 2 have been with them for 4 years.
All right, Busey wants to remind you that give your special person a love letter that essentially tells them what you want, what kind of legacy, what kind of estate plan. People really appreciate if they know what their loved ones have and it's down on paper. Busey Wealth Management can consult. They can also get you a packet that will talk all about that. The packet will help outline your life, your legacy, your wishes through fill-in-the-blank style questions. May not seem relevant right now, but having an estate plan is a key part of your financial wellness. If you'd like advice on estate planning and other financial topics, you can connect with Busey. They're on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Busey for over 155 years. Call them at 800-67-BUSEY to discuss your wishes and request a message to my loved one. Investment product services not FDIC insured, may lose value. No bank guarantee.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Freezing Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Typical late winter, weak weather system on the move for the day-to-day. Return of sunshine and an uptick in temperature readings gets going over the course of the weekend. Big warm-up slated for next week, and there may be a pretty active weather pattern shaping up as well by late next week, too. So we'll keep you posted on increasing rainfall chances here, and we need it in the days to come. Speaking of which, a few flakes of snow, sprinkles of rain this morning, and a touch of light rain this afternoon. 42 the forecast high with a southeast wind. Bit of rain lingers in spots this evening, mostly cloudy, bit colder in the overnight. We'll bottom out at 27. Sunshine on the roof of the weekend. 45 tomorrow, down to 28 tomorrow night. Don't forget the time change back up into around the 54-degree range on Sunday. 64 the forecast high on Monday with sunshine. We'll crowd 70 on Tuesday.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
There were fewer new jobs than expected last month, and the unemployment rate ticked higher, though job growth improved in February from January. 151,000 new jobs were created compared with the revised reading of 125,000 the month before. The unemployment rate rose slightly from 4% to 4.1%. In February, there was hiring in healthcare, financial activities, transportation and warehousing, and social assistance. Federal government employment declined. Land's End says it's looking into options for its business. It could be a merger or a sale. Wayfair says it has cut 340 tech jobs and is closing its Austin, Texas operation as part of modernizing its technology to the cloud. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda. Invested in you.
Every hour of every day, Fox News Radio is there with the latest breaking news and information you rely on.
This is a Fox News alert.
I'm Lisa Brady. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. With Fox News correspondents around the globe.
At the White House, Simon Owen in London.
On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News. The news that matters most to you. The top headlines, all in one place. Listen and follow the Fox News Hourly Update at foxnewspodcasts.com or ask your smart speaker to play Fox News.
In 1925, a small plumbing company began its journey in Urbana, Illinois. Over the decades, the business grew thanks to hard work and great people. In 1966, things changed when Dave Reichard, a veteran, met veteran Ken Asklin, who was an architectural engineering grad from Illinois. The two realized their shared vision for excellence. Their partnership took root, and in 1975, the name changed to A&R Mechanical. With Dave as president and Ken as vice president, A&R Mechanical expanded services, becoming the go-to full-service contractor for all of Central Illinois. A&R went from a plumbing-only contractor to a full-service mechanical contractor with their own sheet metal shop. Today, A&R is a plumbing, heating, ventilation service company with the same excellence in customer service as they provided nearly 100 years ago. Design, build, and maintain. That's what served A&R Mechanical for nearly 100 years. Find them at Lincoln and Kettering in Urbana or online at ar-mech.com.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. Well, every month we enjoy featuring wonderful people from OSF, and that's what we got right now with Amber Oberheim, and she's here. She's a family nurse practitioner at OSF Medical Group in West Bridge Street in Monticello. You can get with Amber and talk. What is a family nurse practitioner? What exactly is that, Amber?
Well, good morning, Stevie and Diane. Family nurse practitioner is an advanced practice nurse. And so I went to school and became a nurse first, got my bachelor's in nursing, and then went back to graduate school and got a master's in nursing. And as a family nurse practitioner, I'm actually nationally certified. And family nurse practitioners can see all kinds of patients. They can diagnose, they can treat, they can prescribe medications, order tests like lab work and radiology work, and usually work right alongside the rest of the healthcare team.
That's awesome. Kind of like today's doctor. I mean, really, because we're losing doctors and we know there's a shortage, so there's probably a shortage of practitioners too, but you're somebody that can help a lot of people.
Yeah, so it's a really great career. It's a great asset, I think, to the community, and OSF does a really great job utilizing advanced practice providers and acknowledging their role within the healthcare system. And so I'm extremely pleased to be there and to have opened OSF in Monticello in December, and we're doing great. And we're back here this morning with you guys.
Let me ask you about women.
Yeah.
Caregivers.
Yeah, we kind of take care of everybody else.
Everybody else. How do women remember to take care of themselves?
So here's the thing, Stevie. I am probably as guilty of this as any of our women listeners, and that is that we need to remember that self-care isn't selfish, right? Because we are moms and wives and daughters and sisters and granddaughters, and we tend to take care of everyone else before we think about taking care of ourselves.
It can really start with healthy eating. It seems so easy, Amber.
Oh, listen, here's the thing. I had 4 daughters, okay? So I started eating like them when they were toddlers, just shoving in whatever. If they made a hot dog, if that's what they were eating for dinner, that's what I ate for dinner. And I realized very quickly that I really couldn't do that because, number one, it didn't make me feel very good, and number two, it packed on some extra pounds that I was not looking for. Mm-hmm. So absolutely, I mean, making sure that we're making ourselves a priority in terms of healthy eating is important. We've got all kinds of reasons to do that, and I think everyone probably knows most of what those are, but that's just one way to make ourselves a priority.
And there's so many changes in a woman's body over the years.
Oh, well, absolutely. I mean, those little things that we call hormones are super powerful little substances that tend to get us in later years. Yes, you are right.
What about, exercise? What do you tell women that are so busy they're doing 55 things a day?
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing. If you can carve out even 30 minutes a day for some sort of exercise, and it doesn't have to be all at once, it could be a cumulative effect. So I have patients a lot of times that say, I just don't have time. Well, here's the thing. You need to prioritize yourself and make a little time. And if you just can't do that in a day, then do things like parking at the back of the parking lot and walking in quickly. Take the stairs at work. Those little things that you can do will accumulate over the course of the day and equal your 30 minutes pretty quickly.
When we protect our bodies, women should take note of the screenings.
Yes, absolutely. So in family medicine and primary care, we look a lot at preventative medicine. And so we're looking at different screening tests and different types of things. And for women specifically, we're looking at mammograms. So after the age of 40, we want to make sure that every woman has a breast cancer screening every 1 to 2 years, depending upon your age. And then, of course, colon cancer screenings. Those are starting earlier now. Used to be recommended at age 50. We backed that up to age 45. And if you have a family history of colon cancer, then it may even be a bit sooner than that.
Now, as far as preventative care steps, kind of blood work and vaccines, let's talk about that. Amber Oberheim.
Yeah, of course. So there's lots of adult vaccinations, and probably too many to really review in all of our discussion time here yet today, but that's definitely one of those things that I would encourage every woman to sit down with their primary care provider at least annually, or maybe even every other year, to review all of the screening tests and vaccinations that are recommended for them, and then they can make a decision on their care moving forward together.
I love what you said. Women taking care of self is not selfish, because again, it's all about somebody else when you're like that, because women are unbelievably unselfish and they do help others before they help. It's kind of like oxygen in an airplane. You got to get breath for yourself where you can help other people. Mentally, has that been an issue, particularly since COVID?
Oh, here's the thing. What I'm seeing more and more of is that I'm seeing women that are probably somewhere in their middle age, right? Somewhere maybe between the 40 or 50 generation. They are taking care of oftentimes their own children, sometimes their children's children, and then their parents, and sometimes their grandparents. And so that age group I identify with because I'm stuck right there with them. And I feel like we are the worst when it comes to taking care of ourselves. We oftentimes are pulled very thin, and there's just not enough time in the day to think about ourselves. And I just really want to make sure that listeners understand, especially those in that age range, that they need to take care of themselves, because if they don't, they can't effectively take care of anyone else.
One thing to take note of is accepting all healthcare insurance at OSF Healthcare.
Yes, it's actually one of the things that I'm most excited about. I've never worked for an organization where I could say that. And so it's absolutely true. OSF accepts all insurance, and even none in some cases. And that's really just a testament to their philosophy for care, and their mission, which is to meet people where they are and to provide the service that they need, which is it's just a great underlying philosophy for care that I've seen in action, and I really appreciate that from a provider perspective.
Amber Oberheim, family nurse practitioner at OSF Medical Group Monticello. How can people get an appointment with you, Amber?
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. You can give a call. The number is 217-337-3500. Or you can go online to osfhealthcare.org. If there's a patient that's in the system already, there's oftentimes a way to book through MyChart as well. And we try to make it as easy as possible. You can also just stop in and see us in Monticello. Our office is at 777 West Bridge Street. I always tell people it was where the Pizza Hut used to be.
Okay,
and then they know.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
Listen, congratulations on this role of opening up OSF in Monticello. I think it's great. I bet the people in Monticello are very happy about it.
Well, I've had a lot of people walk through the door, and I'm just really privileged and honored to be able to continue to provide care for a community that I love deeply.
Well, and enjoy this family chapter. Here we have Beckham in studio with us,
my
your grandson.
Yes, so
Wow.
I'm
Love it.
wearing the Gigi hat today too.
Well, you all don't look old enough to have a grandbaby, but good for you.
Yeah, you just keep saying that, Stevie.
Okay.
I'll keep coming back if you
That's
keep
right.
telling me that.
You're welcome anytime, Amber. It's always a pleasure.
I'm happy to be here. Always good to see you guys.
Learn more at osfhealthcare.org.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
At Christie Clinic, our commitment is for the care of our community. That commitment includes keeping care local where our patients, their families, our clinics, and their hospital of choice are located. Our providers live and work here. It's their passion to care for their families and neighbors. Thank you for choosing Christie Clinic, your hometown provider. When you do, you support the health and well-being of your community.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
HOME, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end.
We don't have any HOMEs on record.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
It's time to plan your summer swimming season. Urbana Park District is selling pool memberships to Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center. Memberships are on sale through April. The pool opens Memorial Day weekend. Single, family, senior, and veteran rates available. Purchase memberships in person at Phillips Recreation Center, 505 West Stoughton, or at Urbana Indoor Aquatic Center. Call 217-367-1544 for details. Urbana Park District, you belong here.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign County Coroner identifying a man killed in a hit and run in Champaign this week. James McCammon died after being hit Tuesday night on the 500 block of North Market Street. The driver didn't stop. Later that night, Fernando Lorenzo Raimondo arrived at Champaign. Police said he was the driver of the crash. A mobile home in rural Tuscola destroyed following a fire. The blaze began Tuesday morning on County Road 1200 northeast of Tuscola. Nobody living in the trailer, nobody hurt. The cause of the fire is currently under investigation. Well, Illinois is hosting 2 career fairs this month. That's targeting former federal workers. One event takes place today at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville. The other being held March 20th at Malcolm X College in Chicago. Former federal workers and members of the public, you are invited to attend this event. Again, Illinois hosting 2 careers targeting former federal workers. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you very much, Jim Miller. It's ESPN 93.5, and we like what's ahead on our weather forecast with meteorologist Greg Solier.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van vicinity, and a weak weather system on the move. Nice recovery on weather and sunshine and temperatures all combined for the weekend, and a big warm-up slated for next weekend. The start of a more active weather pattern with increasing shower and thunderstorm chances, especially the second half of next week. Corresponding with that, big warm-up in temperature readings further, and maybe some stronger weather to contend with as well late next week. But in the meantime, a few sprinkles and snowflakes this morning, touch of rain this afternoon, cloudy and 42. A little rain this evening in spots, down to about 27 with a mostly cloudy sky. Sun back in tomorrow at 45, 54, and a sunny, milder extended evening hour on Sunday. Monday, 64, then up to 70 on Tuesday and close to it on Wednesday with a couple of showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday. Slightly cooler our Thursday. We're back well into the 70s with showers and thunderstorms late next week on Friday, and there may be signs of an active weather pattern, i.e. stronger and severe weather at some point over parts of the Midwest late next week as well. For CVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Yeah, I don't know what to wear Monday. I really don't, because I'm always in my vest, and I'm usually layered up.
You are. Sometimes, you know, we post the video at Stevie JAYFM on Twitter so we can see the show in action, and you look the same every day.
Every
Stevie.
single day. People think I'm,
Or they think it's cold in here or something.
Well, you know.
Sometimes you'll still have your stocking cap on.
Sometimes, Johnny, when you get older, you're cold all the time. Are you cold when you come here when you're from New Orleans?
No, I'm not, actually.
Okay.
No, not cold.
Pretty good. Okay, well, anyway, we have on X, it's Stevie JAYFM you can watch, and the cameras don't switch today. I don't know what happened, so it's always on me, which is really bad.
Okay.
It's always on me because I can't switch the camera.
I was trying to give you the signal when Amber Oberheim is here because, you know, she's a good-looking gal.
Well, I mean,
nurse,
Johnny's
Monticello
better look. Johnny could have been on TV, and I couldn't switch to him, so I can't switch.
Okay.
Diane, too. So, anyway, the camera won't switch today, so my apologies that you're stuck with the vest.
You're looking okay, Steve.
Okay.
That's what I like you say, 3 stages of life, youth, middle age, and you're looking good.
You're looking
Got
good.
CrossFit Week 2. It's the Open Championship. And
Is
it's
that starts today?
Yeah, I'll be on today. You can come to CrossFit Gym from essentially 3:30 till 7:30, and you can watch how CrossFit works. University in 5th. I just was pitiful last week, and I'm going to be more pitiful today.
He's actually done very well. In fact, it's starting to make me nervous because I think he can beat me in things now.
I doubt that. I mean, remember in 1970, it was an upset when I first beat him at chess. I still remember it. And Johnny was rubbing his chin, and the next thing I knew, the board was thrown across the room with the pieces that I had to pick up. It doesn't seem right.
I always say I would have beat both Woody Hayes and Bob Knight had I coached because I had to choke the kid and tackle the cameraman in my first year.
I see.
Wasn't the best sport. Wasn't the best sport. They say competitive. Too competitive.
Particularly the Ditka-esque kind of responses to sassy reporters.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see. And as Mike Ditka always said, I wish I would have waited an hour.
Right.
They don't wait, though. They want it. Their deal is get that kind of reaction because then you get on TV the rest of the
they want him out there chomping his gum.
Man.
Well, when we went 3-13, Mike's last year in New Orleans. He was always in the top 3 ESPN, every lead. Whatever it was he did, the particular game, Dicka. He just
called kind of a ratings magnet.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Anytime he's on the screen, you want to know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do have a deal for tickets tonight. This is a complete sellout. We are going to ask you if you are chosen as the 2 tickets from Ben Quattrone at Sarah Champagne, that you've got to promise me you won't sell them, because this is an opportunity to make some money on some tickets, but I don't want you to do that because there's so many people who want to be in the building, and we don't want those seats to go, you just got to be wanting to go to the game. So here's your deal. 2, section 139, go look at that. Look it up. It's like high A or first row B or whatever. I don't know. They're really good seats, and it's kind of at an angle, but it's a really nice seat.
Right.
It's a sellout. It's Purdue. We can't beat Purdue, not in the last few years. They've been tough on us. They beat us last year by making their last 10 shots. How absurd.
I'm feeling pretty good, Steve.
All right, and plus Zach Edey. Whatever. Anyway, he's not there anymore. So let's go guard really well. Let's make our threes. Let's go into the Big Ten tournament with some bounce, and let's beat Purdue.
Well, you told me that we may have size on them, which is a real big deal. Because we're so quick. So if you have any kind of an edge at all,
well, Brandon Smith may be the best player in the Big Ten, but he is only like 6'1", and somebody's going to have to guard Kasparis Giacojonas, and they're not going to be near that tall.
Who's 6'6",
and you've got Trey White 6'7". That's a matchup problem. So and Will Riley 6'8".
Yeah.
So we definitely have some. They're going to have problems guarding. Somebody's going to have a hard time guarding somebody.
Who's the big man in there?
He's a Ren somebody. He's very good. He's had a great year, and he's very mobile in the lane. He can really move to the basket. So quicker than our big guys in there, I think. But we will see. But if you want to go, just text in Sarah, spelled properly. Has anybody fallen trap with all the people that have texted in? Anybody misspell Sarah?
2 biblical Sarahs.
Okay, that's not right. So you can text back in with the proper spelling.
That's right.
Sarah, by the way.
Is a biblical.
What's a biblical
with
Sarah?
With an H on
Sarah.
the end, I believe.
That was Abraham's wife, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Had a baby.
You're right. I probably should have clarified, Johnny.
I wonder what Amber would have said to that.
Yeah, wow. That would have been Isaac, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 217-359-2255. It's the Fisher National Bank text line if you want to get in on the 2 great seats from Ben Quattrone at Sarah Champagne. Text in now and good luck.
We appreciate
Good
our
luck.
partnership with Express Employment Professionals, expresspros.com, recruiting top talent and all kinds of opportunities. We've been handing out tickets all season and making people happy.
Did you see what Donald Trump did yesterday? This one
can't keep up.
Can't keep up. This was a proclamation.
Okay.
March is Women's Month.
Okay.
Like we've had Black History Month in February.
Sure.
It's Women's Month, and he said the extraordinary accomplishments of women and all that they're doing for our administration. They're saluting women the entire month of March. A proclamation made yesterday by Donald Trump. Anybody object to that? The Democrats would. The ones that were in the chamber would object to that. What would they say to that, Johnny?
Using them. He's using the women.
You're selfish, using these
that's
women.
What they say. So.
Well, because again, for the kid with the 13 brain surgeries from cancer, they said you're just using him. So I guess you know what though? Honestly, since we're on a weekend, we're in the Lenten season. It's a sad deal. It really, really is, from the human spirit and the human soul, that people wake up that angry, and they're not following God, they're not following Jesus, they don't have that peace that transcends all understanding.
Right.
But Johnny, they're missing life. They're missing a good life, and you don't have to hate. Hate is like taking poison and expecting somebody else to die. It's really sad to see the looks on their faces and how the anger they have, and they're, hey, I can't stand it. Don't be like that. You shouldn't hate anybody.
And holding it against somebody, no matter what their beliefs are, to me, we have this friendship fabric, and it's been woven over the years. You know, you might spill a little grape juice on there, might be a little stain of something in the past, but you don't let it ruin that fabric of that quilt of friendship and your relationship over the years just because you have a difference of opinion politically.
Well, and
Please.
also, yeah, it's kind of an intransigence. You know, another thing Trump did say, can't we just this one night?
One night.
So some sort of ability to get together. And of course, he may have been setting them up, and you could also turn that against Trump. Oh, didn't mean it. It looked like he might have actually met Kenny just for one night.
second.
Yeah.
1 second. What if he said, even at that talk the other night, where he said, there's nothing I can say or do. If he changed his mind and said, you know what, I hope boys play with girls in sports, they would yell, you liar, you lie.
No,
they still wouldn't be happy.
I'll quote Gavin Newsom. It's terribly unfair.
Gavin Newsom said that.
Yeah, he switched.
Well, he's finger in the air trying to run for president.
No, right.
He was interviewing Charlie Kirk.
Yes.
Who's coming to our campus in April.
Uh-huh.
And Turning Point, I think.
That's right. I just saw a blurb on their TV
Well,
here.
Gavin Newsom said to Charlie Kirk, my son, Gavin Newsom's son, is a huge fan of yours. He said, well, where is he? He said, oh, he had to go to school. And then Charlie Kirk said, well, what, you closed schools for 2 years? What's one day? So, very, very good. Anyway, he's coming to the U of I campus, I think, Follanger Auditorium.
That's right.
In April.
That's fun. I saw Jimmy Carter in there.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Was it full?
Oh, yeah. It was packed.
You liked him when you heard him talk.
Well, sure I did.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
Yeah. No, I voted for him. 21 years old.
Okay.
I didn't vote for him the second time.
No, well, that's my first vote, and I sadly admit I voted for him the second time because I liked him.
He was likable and he was honest.
Yeah.
And he was a little more moderate. He kind of went with the progressive left because he's a Democrat in the party, a leader, a former president.
Sunday school teacher.
Yeah, good guy.
Good guy. I like Jimmy Carter, but then and of course, from that point on, I've never voted for a Democratic presidential candidate. However, I have voted for a Democrat for governor here, and that would have been Glenn Pochard, who I thought was a good man, and I wasn't voting for George Ryan. I just thought, I don't think the proper way to do it on Republican or Democratic side is to say it's your turn now. It's your turn to be governor. Not necessarily. I think you ought to be better than everybody than to be it's your turn.
Right.
And he had an air of pretentiousness that was stunning. He came in down the sidewalk to be on the air and had 5 guys surrounding him as a lieutenant governor and left his car running in 100-degree heat so it's nice and cool. An hour later.
I see.
I just couldn't stand.
Governor Pritzker came to town yesterday in Champaign, spoke at a Champaign high school. So.
I wonder why they don't call me. I don't get it. Huh.
Well,
I don't think they're ever going to call me. That's
unlikely. Sure. Well, you never know, Steve. We might start getting together. Who knows?
Never know. He wants to be president.
Right.
So you got a pool of people that aren't. Well, Gavin Newsom sounds like he's moderating.
Well, you're going to have to moderate or you're not going to be president.
Well, he'll do whatever it takes, won't he?
I think
will it be genuine?
Candidates will try to adjust.
Can you believe them?
No, I wouldn't.
I want to think about that.
I would not believe them. But I mean, they may be sincere, but I've got to go with someone who's got the track record.
Yeah, right.
But
who is that in the Democratic Party? Who has a track record?
I still like Harold Ford Jr.
Former congressman.
And there's others like
Joe
him.
Manchin,
but he's gone. He says he's
too old.
Independent.
70.
He left the party.
But he's 77 too. So
and Tulsi Gabbard.
I like Tulsi Gabbard.
Eddie says she's got some real liberal stuff. But the point is, she'll talk. She's trying to put her view across without attacking you for being some sort of a Nazi is the one they've used so much, and that is not playing well. They need to stop it with that.
Hey, they asked Charlie Kirk if he said, I think Gavin Newsom's, for some reason, interviewing him. So Gavin Newsom's the host. He said, is there any Democrat you don't hate? He said, yeah. Bobby Kennedy and Tulsi Gabbard. Hey, I got to play this. I want you to hear what Coach Underwood said about maybe Merez Johnson Jr. getting back for the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, I don't know yet, Derek. I mean, right now it's everything's conditioning. He didn't do anything for 10 days. They didn't allow him to do any movement, really, just to kind of keep it still. I think now he's back and doing stuff in a pool. He's doing some running. The cast is off, so it's just hand exercises and movement type stuff. And then they'll scan it, and then we'll have a better idea of what the results of that scan are, and then just get him back in practice. But he'll have a busy few days, from the conditioning side of it, trying to do some stuff. He's done quite a bit with one hand, with his right hand, just in ball handling, but we haven't been able to put him in any position where he could possibly fall. And so that's, I think getting fitted for a brace and all of that it's happening here in the next few days. So we'll see what that looks like, but we're hopeful, and and praying for a positive scan.
I mean, can you shoot a free throw with a brace?
Sure.
Okay.
But I'll tell you, I can't remember. It was on that double hand block that was a highlight.
Yes.
Did he play a little bit after that? I
He played the rest of the game.
That might have really been, well, you know, he...
Tough kids.
Who knows? I'll tell you what, you gotta take care of it. Make sure. I was actually glad he's not going to try to play tonight.
Yeah.
You just can't come back too early.
Yep.
It's a balancing act there.
Well, if you get a few minutes and a few rebounds, it'll be helpful.
Yes.
So
Yeah, but no, just ease him back
a little
in.
bit. Yeah. All right, and then for the tournament, the big dance.
Yeah, we'll find out about that on Sunday. And, of course, the Big Ten tournament for the men will start on Wednesday. It's going on now for the women, with Nebraska coming out on top over the women yesterday. 74-70 was the final. So the women wrap up the season at 21-9. 11-7 in the Big Ten. I think that's good enough.
I hope it's good enough for the NCAA. Yeah, Shauna deserves this. They played well enough. They've beaten some very good teams. So, yes, go Illini Women's Tournament. It's the NCAA Women's Tournament. The Selection Sunday, a week from Sunday, is
that
a big show.
For the women is also a week from Sunday?
I thought it was after that, the men's. I'm not sure. I thought it was
Well,
the
their
same.
tournament will be over this Sunday.
Right.
For the Big Ten. Yeah, maybe it does start
And a lot
week
of different
earlier.
conferences are wrapping up
All right,
this
maybe the
weekend.
women start next weekend.
Maybe
so. I'm not exactly sure.
I
but-
feel like that's right.
Okay.
All right. Well, we talked to Brad Dancer, Illinois tennis, 5 o'clock tonight against Nebraska. They also play Sunday against Wisconsin. Illinois baseball in Florida to take on Michigan at 5:30. Illinois softball at Eichelberger Field at 2 o'clock if you want to check out that game against the St. Louis Billikens. The Arnold Palmer is going on now, and Clark was on top of the leaderboard. at
Wyndham
5 under.
Clark. I mean, Johnny, you look down that leaderboard. I mean, there's just anybody making all their putts. You know, the guys that win these golf tournaments are 55 out of 55 from 10 feet in. How can you make them all?
You do some one day. I mean, I've seen that too.
Who's the best golfer you've ever golfed with?
Golfed with
Yeah.
Justin Leonard.
Justin Leonard, who won British Open?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I tell people I was in the last Monday Pro-Am he ever played in because he saw his golf life flashing in front of him. And it's funny because he was not doing great, but the rest of that season from then on, he just took off, and I take a lot of credit for that.
Absolutely.
Because I could show him in one round everything not to do. And he was watching me because I had that Calamity Jane putter.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had some horrifying ones. I had some ridiculously good ones, too.
You shot a 39 at Augusta on the front.
Yes.
And how do you explain that? At the Masters, you shot a 39 on the front, and your Calamity Jane worked that day quite well. It was a Bobby Jones original who made that course.
I don't know.
But isn't it amazing when you're there, the undulating, the hills that you don't see on the TV? It's really hard to putt
Actually,
there.
the putter, and that's what the guys with me said, that must have been carved from a root out of one of these trees. Because that's the Bobby Jones putter, and the Masters course is, of course, he
But
designed.
you made some putts.
I made a lot of putts. And a lot of good lags.
Wow. To get a 2.
Yeah,
to make
and you've
2
seen
putts.
me on a bad day. So, now I had a caddy that could tell. Sometimes I'd have to change my lineup 30 degrees. Because
But the caddies were impressed. Were you?
Yeah, well, he was happy because that's what they want their guy to do do good.
Yeah, sure. All right, it's Brother Johnny. There's Diane for a few more minutes, and we check Greg one more time before we leave.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather. Freeze on Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity. Typical late winter weak weather system on the move for the day-to-day. Return of sunshine and an uptick in temperature readings gets going over the course of the weekend. Big warm-up slated for next week, and there may be a pretty active weather pattern shaping up as well by late next week, too. So we'll keep you posted on increasing rainfall chances here, and we need it in the days to come. Speaking of which, a few flakes of snow, sprinkles of rain this morning, and a touch of light rain this afternoon. 42 the forecast high with a southeast wind. Bit of rain lingers in spots this evening. Mostly cloudy, bit colder in the overnight. We'll bottom out at 27. Sunshine on the roof of the weekend. 45 tomorrow, down to 28 tomorrow night. Don't forget the time change back up into around the 54-degree range on Sunday. 64 the forecast high on Monday with sunshine. We'll crowd 70 on Tuesday and Wednesday. A couple of showers and thunderstorms Wednesday. Cooler weather Thursday, but not by much at 60. And showers and thunderstorms in to hear for late next week on Friday. High temperatures back to the 70s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm Beetlejuice, Greg Solgay.
And if you're just tuning in, you can win 2 tickets, prime seats tonight's hot sellout Purdue. I got it from Ben Quattrone. Sarah Champagne, text in Sarah spelled properly, 217-359-2255. And then if you got some new flooring, maybe you got a really big kitchen and you want new tile.
Yeah, you've been looking at a project. Well, you can drop by 616 West Market View. Carpet Weavers has a great Stever offer.
We've never done this, so if you have at least a $5,000 product, you get an estimate, of course. But if it comes in at $5,800, I'll pay $3,000 of that.
Amazing.
So you'll get something that you would never get anywhere else in the world. So if you are interested in that one, you text in Carpet Weavers on the Fisher National Bank text line 217-359-2255. Excited for the game tonight, hoping that we play really well, bouncing into that tournament on 3 straight wins, which would be the goal tonight. But, man, we really want to beat Purdue because they've just been hard to beat. And they always play hard. They're always after it. They make shots. They got good shooters, good players. But so do we.
Well, if we play defense like we did with that kind of energy at Michigan, it's going to be a good game. They're going to have a hard time.
Who can't Kylan Boswell guard? He's really good. It's really good defensively.
So the first Friday of Lent, lots of fish fries going on. I know they have fish sandwiches at Pia's. And because it's the first Friday of the month, Parlor Donuts. That's what I should be doing right now, Stevie. I was going to tiptoe out and go to Parlor Donuts. They're hosting coffee and...
Off the charts good donuts.
Absolutely.
And that's Old Farm.
And even gluten-free and the donut
Where
holes.
are they?
It's Old Farm Shops.
Old Farm Shops, which is at Kirby and Mattis.
Okay.
And they're on that Mattis side, and they have a drive-through that they want to get going. It used to be a pharmacy.
Good. I like a good donut.
And they've got them, too.
Yeah,
Pat Snack and the team. Boy, they're really good. All right, so go to Old Farm today, and they probably got good deals on today.
That's right.
Kind of
I mean,
ribbon
the
cutting.
donut was offering was until 9, so another 6
You got to
minutes.
hurry. Get a helicopter going from downtown Philo.
Oh, I forgot.
Johnny, thanks for joining us this week.
Well, it's fun.
Great having
I
you.
always enjoy time up here and stay up a little later. Then I get up at 5:30 here instead of 8:30. I don't feel cold, but I do feel tired. Steve.
I see.
Tired.
So
Getting
funny.
to bed a little earlier.
Well, you definitely getting up earlier than normal.
And then I stay up later.
But the coffee with the guys at the Philo Tavern.
And then I get up to speed, and I can sound intelligent. When
listen. I sometimes I do get show
That's
content.
your show prep.
No, sometimes I can't. Not all the time. But a lot of times there's nuggets I use all the time.
You got it, Steve. You and Diane have it rolling.
You betcha.
Well, thank you for that. And you can hear the show anytime as you go to our website and drop down that podcast feature at steviejay.com. Of course, we're on X at steviejay.fm.
All right, ESPN picks it up from here. It's Lonte, Derek Piper, and Kyle Toss this afternoon on the drive after 3
his
o'clock.
parents, Dan and Amy, are coming in for the Purdue game.
Awesome.
So
Hey, thank you, Diane.
enjoy the weekend.
Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
All right, I'm Stevie J. Thank you for listening. We'll meet on Monday, God willing, and have a blessed weekend.
My name is Jim Brookins. I own my lawn care service for over 15 years now. I have met a lot of great people doing this. Most of the people I meet, they become great friends. I do edging, weed eating. I blow everything off so it looks fantastic when I'm done. I believe, in my mind, I do the best. Usually my average range is usually around $40 per yard. You can call me 217-621-8807. 217-621-8807.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he had a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola.
Hi, this is Les Hovland with Philo Exchange Bank. At our banks, we know the hearts of our communities beat with the rhythm of agriculture. Ag lending continues to be something we've excelled at for for over 140 years. To you, the farmer, your business has been built on trusted relationships. When it comes to your banking relationship, we want to be your trusted partner.
Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's time to plan your summer swimming season. Urbana Park District is selling pool memberships to Crystal Lake Park Family Aquatic Center. Memberships are on sale through April. The pool opens Memorial Day weekend. Single, family, senior, and veteran rates available. Purchase memberships in person at Phillips Recreation Center, 505 West Stoughton, or at Urbana Indoor Aquatic Center. Call 217-367-1544 for details. Urbana Park District, you belong here.
Are you tired of shivering in the winter? Look no further than your local heroes at ABC Heating and Air Conditioning. Hi, this is Gina inviting you to give us a call at 217-352-5400 to book your appointment to make sure your furnaces run safely and efficiently this winter. We've been proudly locally owned and operated and have been serving our community for over 50 years. ABC, always be comfortable. Call me 217-352-5400 to book your appointment today or go to abcheatingandac.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Stop